Okay, this was the extra credit question. And again, these are outside the scope of what we're doing in class. I realize that. I'm just going to like an optional extension of what you're doing in certainly your course that you've taken prior. And so if I were reading this problem over here, I'd be honest with you, I probably would start it the wrong way. All right. So what am I saying over here? And if I read, it says, let's let the legs of a right triangle are X and Y. So, I would, I would draw a triangle down, sort of like what they're saying. They're saying X is bigger than Y. So I'm gonna put something like this over here. It's a right triangle. These are the legs. And it says the length of hypotenuse is X plus Y minus 4. This is where I would probably stop reading if I were taking an exam, which is unfortunate sometimes because I waste time doing something by not reading. All right, but what would I do now? I'd probably do this. I'd probably say X squared plus Y squared is equal to, well, it's a right triangle. That's pretty simple. X plus Y minus 4 squared. It's going to be X squared plus Y squared. I'm going to write this in a little strange way, but again, you do your arithmetic or algebra the way you like doing it. I would say this is X plus Y squared, right? Then I get what? Minus 8 X plus Y plus 16. I'm going to keep working through this, and it's going to be X squared plus Y squared. By the way, this is the wrong direction if you're taking the problem. And again, what I'm saying is I'm not reading the problem. I just read the first, sentence, and I think I have this down here, plus Y squared minus 8 X plus Y plus 16. Well, I'm going to take X squared from both sides. Things are working out kind of nice, by the way. Y squared from both sides. And let's see what I would do. Well, I probably try to solve for Y to make it more familiar to me. And so I'll write this over here. This is 0 equals 2xy minus 8x minus 8y plus 16. And I get the y's on one side, the x on another. So it's going to be 8y minus 2xy equal, let's see if I did that right, 8y, and you get 16 minus 8x. All right, I'm going to factor out a y, and you get what? 8 minus 2x equals 16 minus 8x, and I get y equals 16 minus 8x over 8 minus 2x. I'm going to reduce it by just simply dividing through by 2, and what would you get? 8 minus 4x, and then in the bottom you get 4 minus x. I'm going to factor the top. What do you get? 2. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not 2, 4, right? I'll go backwards. You get 4, 1 minus x. And what do you get on bottom? 4 minus x. Again, if you're not reading, you might say, well, I'll just keep going with what I do know. Well, I do know that much, right? Another thing I know about it, I know how to graph that, and that's a rational. It's got an asymptote. And again, it's something we've covered. You may not recall it, though. It happens to a lot of students that can't recall things. I'm guilty of that too sometimes. So I'm going to say asymptote would be x equals 4. All right. So, the next thing you'd probably do is, I don't know, I guess I'd look at the, it's got a horizontal asymptote too, right? Well, before I do, I'm going to get the, set x to be 0. And what would you get? You get, did I do that right? 4 times 1, 4. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I might have a mistake here. 8, I factored 4 out. This is 2. I'm sorry. Let me write that down. I just noticed it. All right, let me see if I did the 2. That's 8 minus 4. 4. Yeah, I did the 2 right. Sorry about that. So if I did that, I set the x to be, I don't know, I guess I could set x to be 2, right? That would make it 0. And if I set x to be 0, what would you get? You get 2. Give me 1 second here. But the point of this is really, what I'm saying is we're going in the wrong direction. But that shouldn't prevent you from trying because you have time, right? Let me make sure I'm displaying what I need to display. I always wonder if my whiteboard's being displayed to you. And it's got a horizontal asymptote at 4. I'll put that down for you. Something like this over here. And then I get I get to graph this out, something like this. And this is going to look something like this over here. Yeah, it's, where's this going? And someone says, well, I guess you could keep going. And, another thing I read that, that X was bigger than Y. I hope you remember reading that too. I'll write that down for you. X is bigger than Y. And what would that look like? I'm going to draw it in a blue color, but I would graph out the line Y equals X, looks sort of like this over here. And then I'd shade in the region where X is greater than Y. And let me do that for you. And again, there's a point to this. The point is, this is really not going anywhere. Right? This whole half plane gets shaded in. Now, what else do I know about the problem? I know that both X and Y are greater than 0. So if I thought about it, I'm really kind of shading in, just this region over here now. Right, where the X and Y are greater than 0. All right. Now, I do know there's a point over here as well, but oops, sorry about that. Go backwards. It's a dead end. And this happens a lot to students. And then what happens when they get in a dead end? They say, oh no, Mike, this is going nowhere. Like I got a picture, I know this point is where X equals Y. I guess I could plug it in. And what I mean by that, I could plug it in up here. If X equals Y, you would get 2X squared here. What would you get over here? 2X minus 4 squared. You get the idea. But here's the deal. It's a dead end. No matter what I do, I don't even know what the question is at this point. So I want to go back and I want to read the question to you. All right. So there's nothing wrong with what I just did over there. That's an opportunity to reflect on what you did. And maybe you learned something. Maybe you learned something about, how to graph an inequality. Maybe you learn how to, simplify a problem. Maybe you've improved your algebra skills. I don't know, but I'm not leading to this. I don't even know what the question is. I'm going to go back and read it to you. All right. And this is important. And my suspicion is a lot of questions you're being asked, especially on standardized tests, they're going to be relatively simple questions. All right. By the way, I'm not claiming this is simple. All I'm claiming is if I just read the first sentence and then got to work right away, which I do sometimes, I end up in a dead end. I don't even know where that thing is going. So I'm going to read this part over here. It says, what is the maximum radius of a circle that can be inscribed in that triangle? Right. So this representative, they're not even asking about X and Y. What are they asking about? A circle that's inscribed. So I want to go over here, and yes, this is a better picture. And the reason for providing a better picture, I hope when you look at my picture, you have an idea that this picture represents the triangle. I'm going to put some things down over here, and this is going to be the short side, which is Y. This is going to be the long side, which is X. And this over here is going to be the hypotenuse, which is going to be X plus Y minus 4. All right. And I'm going to start talking about the picture. And what do I notice about this? The picture is nicely drawn, by the way. And what I notice over here, this is R. What I mean by that, this dimension right here is R. And this is R. So I got a picture over here. I think I know what this picture is telling me. And I'll go through it with you. I want to go through it then because I got it typed up for you. All right. So what do I know about it? I know, and I'll point this out to you. I know that B, let me go over here, B plus R is Y. Okay, I know that much. What else do I know? Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you what this is. This is R. And let me outline this for you. I know that A plus R is X. Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what I got over here. I know this. I know A plus B is equal to X plus Y minus 4. I do not want to know what A is. I don't want to know what B is. I don't want to know what X is. And I do not want to know what Y is. But what I'm going to do over here, I have to figure this out, given the information I know. And let me just point out what I do know. I know this. So what you could do, I'm kind of looking at it. Well, I'm looking at this, I'm starting to think to myself is B plus R is just the Y. And maybe it's going to work. And A plus R is just the X. So what do? I plugged it in and I got to this line over here. So A plus, whoops, sorry about that. And yes, I'm not saying this is easy. I'm going to say, let me get blue. A plus B, what's X? A plus R. What's B? B plus R minus 4. But what did I get rid of? I got rid of X and Y. I didn't want them anyway. What I want R. I'm hoping that this thing here will yield the R. Let me go through it with you though. And what do you get over here? I'll write this down for you. A plus B equals A plus R plus B plus R minus 4. A plus B equals A plus B plus 2R minus 4. I'm going to subtract B from both, I'm sorry, A from both sides. That's good, disappears, and B from both sides. And what am I left off with? Yeah, it's a miracle, something really simple. I'm left off with 0 equals 2R minus 4. So what's R? R is 2. What was our question? What's the maximum radius of a circle inscribed in this triangle? It's 2. No ambiguity there, all right? Again, tough question, no doubt about it. Here's the deal though. You follow the wrong path, it's leading nowhere, that's a problem, all right? It led nowhere. It certainly didn't lead to knowing what the X is or what the Y is. I have a general statement what the X is. By the way, the possible X's would be a domain and there's a tremendous number of X's. And the Y's would be asymptotic with, at least I know that much, the Y's are asymptotic with 4. They're always going to be above 4, all right? So, but it doesn't tell me they are. It just doesn't tell me they are. So that's done, all right? Tough problem, all right? Some students get it. A lot of students don't get it. I think what happens to some students though is they don't know where to start the problem. And here's the deal. A lot of people don't know where to start the problem. Don't feel like if you don't know where to start the problem, that somehow it means that you can't go forward. Of course you can go forward, right? Of course you can go forward, all right? This would stump a lot of people, including people that are good in mathematics, all right? Does it have a skill? Do you have the necessary skills to do a problem like this? Of course you do, all right? Do you have the will to do it? Of course you do. You can do this, all right? Now granted, it's tough. I find them tough. I can't imagine anyone saying that's not a tough problem. It's a tough problem. Thank you for paying attention.